problem is it's this switch here if HMD and motion controllers are enabled. Use the VR gun and hide Mesh TP. So because I plugged in my Oculus Rift, that's why it wasn't setting up my HUD, I think.
By the way, we are live.
Hey everybody!
Hello. How's everyone?
Hey, look at that! Press E to
Press E to what? Oh, yeah. Look, wait. Do it again. Do it again. I'll show it on
Hold on. I want to make it. I gotta fix my debugging now.
Oh boy. Stop being such a perfectionist.
That's me. That's me in a nutshell, guys. I am a perfectionist.
Press. Oh, you broke it. Oh. Hey, I like the animation. Nicely done.
Yeah, but it's.
Is it in screen space or
right now, yeah. I'm gonna do all that. I wanted to get it working first.
All right, guys. So welcome to our Tuesday stream. I'm still tired from yesterday, so I'm gonna be just doing some nice and relaxing head sculpting today. Continue working on the guy that we started a few streams back. Yeah, and Tom is working on loot, UMG stuff.
I will talk. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the on-screen prompt for the action.
Okay, so before you talk more, viewers currently see my screen, and that's what I was asking you. If you're gonna be talking, then they should probably be sharing a different screen so they can see what you're talking about, right?
Oh, right, and you're working on the share screen.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain to you, and you were like, I feel like you hate me.
Well,
so how do we do it?
A little sassy.
I am sassy. I've always been sassy.
I don't know. I think we'd have to start a new stream, right?
Yeah, or like I don't want to sculpt on my I'm on Cintiq right now, right? So I can't really sculpt on my other screen.
Well, this is a dilemma.
Yeah. Want to do like 10 minutes of me just sculpting ahead, and then and I'll be talking, and then we're gonna stop and then change around so you can stream, and I can just mindlessly sculpt. Does that work?
Yeah, man.
All right. So I'm gonna talk then. So basically, refining my the neck geometry or neck form, and keeping an eye on silhouette, making sure that there's nice and pleasant S-curves. This is not right. We can use clay to build up the muscle mass. Make sure to use reference for this. Can probably just use flatten. So I'm gonna set timer for 10 minutes. There you go. We'll switch in 10.
Good deal. I'm not even gonna say a word.
Good.
Say nothing.
Shift click on dynamic to make my brush rescale faster. I don't understand, like they added the dynamic feature, but now it's really annoying to change the brush size. Did nobody test that?
What's that? Oh, the dynamic scale.
Yeah. I mean, like,
I'm surprised there's no way to set it by default.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I almost never use it. Like, you just give me my regular old school brush. I'm an old man. I like my brush not dynamic. Okay, so clavicle is important. It's got this kind of a shape to it.
S-curve.
Yeah, and then there's like two landmarks that kind of connect.
The acromial process.
Look at you. I used to remember the names, but then I'm like, I give up. And ever since I'm like that. Man who gave up. That's what they call me. This connection, neck connection, is very awkward right now. The only reference I'm using right now is just my 3D total anatomy print that I have here on my desk. I probably should be using something more in-depth, like an image that actually shows the neck anatomy, because I don't sculpt necks every day. But I feel like I'm not doing too bad right now.
Still lacking that resolution in the ear.
Oh yeah, well I'm on level 1, subdivision level 1. I think I'm kind of ready to subdivide it one more time, but first.
I'm surprised that you don't remesh it.
What's the point? At this point, I'm gonna I want to be able to go to a low optimized topology. If I remesh it at high resolution, then my level 1 is really dense, right? And I don't want that.
Right, but you remesh it and then reproject your subdivision.
I could do that, but it's still really early on into the process. It's kind of I might change quite a few things here. I don't know. Just being old Alex. Keeping things round. You know what, I'm gonna subdivide one more time. And by default, damn standard is like a 33 Z intensity. I like to keep it around 10, because then it's not too destructive, and you can really build up some nice textures with it by just stroking into the direction of the wrinkles. I want the eyebrow ridge a little bit more prominent. Right now it feels too flat. adding a little bit more character to the ear. And then flatten with the, while holding Alt to fill some of these cavities that I don't want to have here. Grabbing this and tucking it in. Standard brush is better for this because it's making it more rounded as opposed to clay that is more like a flat layer of clay. If you get these weird looking dots where the poles of geometry are, once you subdivide it, they start like looking like a little, weird dots. So if you try smoothing them, it's kind of like with the shift. It's kind of hard to smooth. That's where you use an alternative smoothing algorithm. So what you need to do is you press shift, you start smoothing, but then you release shift, and you smooth it this way. And what it does is that it smoothes those poles without destroying the form of the object. Did you know about that, Tom?
Sorry?
Did you know about that?
That. Say it one more time.
Did you know about that?
Oh no.
Okay, you did.
Someone broke Alex. Filling the holes. What was it?
Smoothing with like alternative smoothing algorithm when you release a shift and keep smoothing.
I didn't know that. What does it do?
So whenever you have like poles in your geometry, oh, it's been 10 minutes. Whenever you have poles in the geometry, like little protrusions like this, if you just smooth with shift, you can see it destroys the form because it smoothes all the vertices. Yep. But then if you press and hold shift, click and then release shift, it only smoothes the dots. Like only smoothes.
So it's like a polish.
Yeah, it's more like polish. Yeah. Here's another example. So here's like a bad topology, and you can see I'm maintaining the form of the lip, but my weird points are gone.
That's a pretty obscure shortcut.
Yeah. It's a pro level cheat. So with the mouth, you can see I have my mouth cavity is quite tiny and all weird, so I'm just isolating it and using move to shape it better. And then you can use transpose to make it more like a mouth.
Z is up, right?
In Unreal,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It's perverted and weird. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm doing quite a lot of the topological changes. So I'm not zero meshing yet because like I can probably do it later down the road to fix stuff like this, and I don't know about all of the things that I need to fix yet. So I don't want to go there too early.
Why would?
Do you want to take this stream?
I can do it for a few minutes here.
Oh no, I mean restart it and you can share your screen.
Or you could just
Not do anything.
take a break and drag the screen over.
All right. Have it.
So I'm having an interesting problem right now, and I think we've seen this before. Everything's working fine. We put the text in world space, but you can see it's clipping it.
Is your draw size too small?
I think so. No, that's not it.
Where's your designer window? Alignment. Why is it 0? Try it again. And then
Maybe that could be it.
your size wise.
Yeah, that was it. That was
okay.
it. Yeah, it was showing it below the box. So there you go.
Alex saves the day. Once again.
There's a little bit of weirdness where it isn't being set properly the second time. But it's looking pretty good so far.
Sweet. Press button to verb. That's my favorite thing to do in video games. Do verbs.
Well, that's what it'll be, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't think of it'd be like press E to open, press E to interact,
yeah,
or whatever. Press E to turn on the radio.
Is my fan too loud in the background? Should I kill it?
Say again?
Is my fan too loud in the background? Should I kill it?
No, I've got construction. I've got construction going on out front.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, just,
Okay, I'm gonna get.
I don't know if you can hear the heavy machinery. They're putting fiber in out right like directly in front of my house.
No, I can't.
Now you can.
Yeah, now I can. What did you
Go
do?
ahead and mute that.
So refining the nose. With damn standard, we can establish a plane, and there's plenty of kind of the planar references that would help you with this. I like to go from like over exaggerate the planes like this, Could even use stream dynamic. And then once once I'm happy with the form, I can just use flatten to kind of smooth it out and make it a little bit more realistic. So with them standard, refining the eyelid, you can use lazy stroke to help you draw a more precise line. Lazy mouse.
Yeah, when they turn that compressor on, man, it's like, it gets really loud. My windows rattle. It's pretty exciting.
The little things that get us excited in life.
Say again?
Little things that get us excited in life.
Well, I am kind of excited they're putting fiber in.
Is it going to be your fiber or neighbor's fiber?
It's for the whole neighborhood.
Sweet.
Yeah, the advertisement said a gigabit for $70 a month, but I don't see how they're going to do that.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they have to put crazy restrictions on it, right? Or
The government is going to be watching you.
cap the bandwidth or something. So that race condition that I talked about when I first started building this thing is the problem.
Why is it a problem?
Where, yeah, if you intersect two loop containers, it breaks it. But I'm not sure how to fix it.
Well, have like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
tried.
tough. It's a tough problem.
I was gonna say have like a bool that gets unchecked when you exit the container, but like exit a volume of the crate. But then if you're still within the volume of the first crate and you want to open the second one, it's a problem.
Right, and then what happens if you're in range of three of them? Now you have three variables? No.
Well, it's still going to be one variable shared by all the crates, right?
This is on the player.
Oh, it's on a player. Well, you can have a variable in a crate that sets a variable in a player.
Hey, Regs.
What?
We have a viewer in our stream.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's not even really important to fix it because, if you space the loop containers out, False. Maybe could it be? Maybe I have to reset the animations. This is possible. What is the command for widget animation?
So maybe I'm gonna do that thing that Tom was talking about with remeshing the entire character. Let's do this. So I'm gonna go to geometry, freeze subdivision levels, and now I'm gonna go to zero measure. Adaptive is fine, and then just press zero mesh with default settings. And
make that a subtool, right? And then you can just project onto.
So this was before, and actually I'm gonna crank up the maybe to like close to 10K, just so I have still a low poly base, relatively low poly for ZBrush, but fairly detailed. Ooh, look at that! There's some garbage going on inside of the mouth. So before I do that, what I'm gonna do is try to smooth it out better. Okay, and then now let's see the mesh. And now I'm gonna press unfreeze, press freeze subdivision levels again, and what that will do is it will project all my sculpting on top of this new mesh and restore my three subdivision levels. And you can see the result is pretty good for the most part. The mouth is still garbagey, but now in here I was lacking in resolution, but if you look at it now, we have enough of stuff to really make it nice and smooth. And same goes for the nose. So a really nice way to make your life easier. Using flatten to re-emphasize some of the planes here. Dropping stuff off my desk. I dropped my anatomy reference head sculpt so many times that it's got new facial planes that never existed before. This area, it's important to have this little divot here. Move and push it in. Now I'm just gonna smooth it out. Mask an eyelid and then use an inflate to create a overhang. I feel like the eyes are a little bit too big. And a little bit too sharp. I'm gonna tuck this part in. At this point, this is all just like polish and making things pretty. Smoothing out the mouth. And then, like I mentioned that before, but at this point, because I have a nice set of subdivision levels and the surface is starting to get more refined, at any point I can go to the lower subdivision level and start to change like overall proportions if I want to make it more stylized, or you know, add a little bit more character to it. And then go back up and, you know, still all nice and clean, but I don't want to go quite that extreme. Do you have any questions? Tom? Tom?
Yeah, buddy.
Is there any questions or anything?
No, man. I'm deep in the bowels of race conditions. It's funny because I'm not even sure it's a race condition at this point. If you look at the execution of the blueprint, it looks fine.
Okay, so for eyes, let's subdivide them a couple times, and then hey Tom, how do you like these eyes? Tom is not paying attention. Okay, so we can grab a mask circle and then draw a nice little pupil. Should be good, and then just inflate it actually. Tiny bit. And then we can polish. And now we have like a placeholder for the pupils. And this helps a lot to refine the shape of the eyeball. Because you can now...
You mean the eyelids?
Yeah, eyelids, sorry. Eyeballs are generally round. If you're unsure.
yeah, the difference in that the sweep of that edge now versus like the very beginning, it's just crazy.
In a good way, by the way. Get in my reference. Another thing that works really good for folds, one sec, is activating gravity on a standard brush. So if I stroke like this, you can see it just displaces it, the form. But if I go to, I think it's under brush, gravity strength, crank it up a little bit, and you can see like the more the strength is, the more it displaces it into a certain direction. Like here, for example, it pushes the topology down. And then there's also brush modifier, which either inflates or pinches the mesh. So this, I think, pinches it. So that could be handy for something like this. Building like a little bit of folds. And for something like this, where you can see stroking multiple times starts to build up a nice little crease. Making sure that the thickness of eyelids is uniform. Alright, this feels better. And yeah, I'll be refining ice for quite a while.
It's looking really good though.
Let's get in there. Like really making sure that the line or the curves are as curvy as they can be, and that the thickness is uniform and that there's no weird. I think tomorrow what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in a 3D scan, and we're gonna do a study based on the 3D scan and like really study some of the actual kind of like tiny little details and surface artifacts, all sorts of fun stuff that you won't be able to necessarily extract from a reference image. What do you think, Tom?
I think scan data for eyes is tricky, but yeah.
I think I have like a few scans that are pretty good, like they actually cleaned up the eyes and stuff. Like I gotten a few 1024 packs.
Yeah.
And as you can see, switching back and forth to see it in perspective, and it still looks like a human. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it done for today. Dropping things. Do you have anything to add, Tom?
No, still working on this basic issue.
Oh well.
Not sure what the problem is. It's weird.
What was the problem, and whether or not there was a problem in the first place, you're gonna find out in tomorrow's episode of GameDev the Pipeline.
Beat my face against it today.
What's that?
Try to figure out what's going on.
Life is going on.
Yeah, I half think that it might just be these animations that aren't resetting properly. But I don't know for sure.
Okay, well, we'll find out tomorrow.
I might just be overthinking the whole issue.
You might be.
It's just as likely. All right, good. Another stream complete.
All right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.